And there we go. Welcome, guys, and thank you for joining us. You're in the right place right now. You're at bobproctorlive.com. And if what I want you to do right now is follow me through, because this is going to be a very different webinar experience than you've ever had before. We want you to be interactive with Bob, and he's going to join us here shortly. But what I want you to do is there's a button below right here that's going to lead you to the Facebook group. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to take you over to that Facebook group with me right now, and I want to show it to you. And this is where we're going to be. So if you're not on this Facebook group right now, it's okay. Just listen to me. You don't actually have to see the screen. That we want you to go to this Facebook group, this private Facebook group, and get signed up. We're going to be interacting with each other, and I want you to join this group for a lot of different reasons. I'm going to explain why. One, this is the first time that we've done a webinar with this format. We want everyone to come aboard and meet other people that have learned from Bob, or that shared an experience, or if you've got a testimonial that Bob has actually changed an aspect of your life, we want you to post that below while the webinar is going on. You can still listen to me. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time to do so. There's probably about a 15, 20-second delay. But what I want you to do is click on that button below and join us in the Facebook group. Then once you get inside, what I want you to do is find the pinned post up top. And you'll see that it's posted by me. My name's Cotton Grammer. I'm the one hosting the webinar. And I'm going to introduce you to my co-host here in a second, Joshua Fletcher. He's on as well. And we're going to introduce Bob here in a moment. But what I want you to do is I put a pinned post right to the top of the Facebook group. I want you to go below, and I want you to post where you're from. And as you can see right now, all of the comments are flying in. But I just want you to put down, I'm right now live from Orlando, Florida. You can see Fletch is in Phoenix, Arizona. I want you guys to post where you're from. I want to see these comments flying in, participation. You know, when you're with this many people at once, we have over close to 10,000 people that have signed up for this webinar tonight. It's going to be incredible when you get to meet and become friends and kind of connect with people that are all moving in the right direction. And you're here tonight for one reason or another. One, you know, you want self-improvement. Well, you've come to one of the top minds in the world to do that with Bob Proctor. This is also, as I stated before, the first time that Bob's done a public and live webinar in the last year. So you're in for a treat. But as you can see, all of this is flying in right now. I want you to join in. And you know what? These are the people that are all moving in the same direction. We're all here because we love Bob. Bob has changed us. We love his teaching, and that's what it is. And I'm scrolling through here. Fletch, this is a tremendous amount of people participating at the moment right now. We've got hundreds and hundreds. It's great to see, isn't it?
I love it, man. This is you can feel the energy almost, you know. It's fun to be able to work here, but also see how many people we actually have on the other side. So it's great. Yeah.
Right. We got people all the way from Portugal, Phoenix, Germany, Canada, Ohio, Chicago. There's thousands and thousands of people on this webinar tonight to hear Bob's lessons about goal setting. But what I want you to do is, if you've already posted where you're from, I can't even scroll fast enough where we're getting everyone post where they're at. But, you know, Bob, I know that you're with us right now, and I was going to get you involved a little bit later, but how does it feel looking at the screen, seeing all these people from where they're at, and they're all here to hear you teach tonight?
You know, this never ceases to amaze me. I was talking to Fletch earlier, and I said the way we're living today and the way we're moving, I was wishing I was 3 years old, because it's getting mind-blowing when we see what's happening right now from all over the world. It causes you to think of, where are we going to go? What are we really going to do? What are we going to make happen?
Right. It's powerful, powerful stuff. What I'd like for you to do also is, if you've already put where you're from, we're going to do our best to kind of read over some testimonials after Bob gets done with his lesson. They're still flying in right now. We've got people from the Ukraine, Maryland, Ontario, Fort Wayne. Keep posting where you're from. But also what I want you to do is, if Bob or Sandy has touched your life in any way, it's real important to us that you take time. You can listen to the webinar. You're not going to miss anything. That you type it out below in a comment. Just a couple paragraphs to let us know how they've impacted you, how they've changed your life. You know, myself alone, not just 4 years ago, I didn't have any money. I was living in my parents' basement, and it's a true story. And there's two things that happened that changed my life to where I'm at right now. One, I connected with a group of guys, Mike Long and David Mills, and OMG Machines. And second, I found Bob Proctor. And when you take and when you put mindset with the right information, what I found was just because you have the information doesn't mean that you have the fuel to complete it. How many people have the right information or know how to lose weight, know how to do everything, but just don't have the mental power to accomplish it? And once I found Bob and I had the information and I applied the mindset that Bob had, I've been able to generate a business right now this year that'll do over $10 million. And it's a digital marketing agency, and Fletch is the same way. Bob is one of the mentors that we go to. And I can't explain and express how important it is for you to find someone to follow. And when you've got the experience and the amount of people that Bob has impacted over the decades that he's been doing this, right now he is one of the premier and really one of the only people that I follow. There's only 4 or 5 people that I follow at the moment right now. He's one of them. And if you dig in and listen and apply to what he's got to say, it'll move you in the right direction. But once again, as I said, take some time. Fletch, I've never seen this type of response before. We did hundreds and hundreds of webinars. This is pretty crazy, isn't it?
This is a new high water mark for sure. Yeah, it just keeps like my browser's kind of like in lag time, trying to catch up with all this stuff. This is so cool. Yeah.
Bob, I just want to let you know that I think you've did something. Fletch and I have did hundreds and hundreds of webinars that I think you've almost broken this Facebook page. So congratulations.
Hey, listen, when you guys are surprised, I know we're on the right track.
This is crazy. I can't even scroll through all the people that are posting where they're from. So we have a tremendous amount of people here tonight. Well, I don't want to keep Bob here very long tonight, but what we did is we've selected a few people that have been impacted by Bob, and we wanted them to come on tonight and give their chance to give Bob a thank you with what he's did for them. And the first one we're going to go to is, his name's Chris Rutter, and he's in Madison, Wisconsin. And Chris, I know that you have expressed to me over and over again how Bob has changed your life. You know, you're on live with Bob right now. I knew that it would be a great opportunity to just say a thank you to Bob for all he's done for you, and just do that right now. And the floor is yours, man.
He's muted.
Chris, I think you're muted. Are you there, Chris? Yeah, you're still muted. But to tell you what we'll do is we'll come back to you. What we'll do is we'll go to Jennifer next while he tries to work out getting his mic working or not. But Jennifer, I know that you were excited and wanted to come on to give a thanks to Bob for all he's done with you and how he's changed with you. Now's your opportunity. You're on live with Bob to share your thank you.
All right, thanks, Cotton. And yes, I wanted to say thank you to Bob and Sandy and all that they have done to impact not only my life but millions of people around the globe. You know, the first introduction that I really had to Bob was through The Secret, and when I watched The Secret for the first time, it was really my first exposure to the fact that our thoughts create our reality. And I have always been a painfully shy person, and always wanted more out of life. And so for me, I had to go through a lot of personal development and personal growth, and listening to Bob over and over and over and over again in order to get to where I am today, to even be able to be on the say thanks, Bob, for all that you've done and the impact that you've had in my life. And so, you know, really our life follows our personal growth, and investing in what Bob has to offer, and all of the things that he has to say, the videos, no matter where they come from, if they're on YouTube, whatever, all of those things contribute to our being able to become the best person that we are meant to become in order to impact people all across the globe as well. So I just thank Bob from the bottom of my heart for helping me through the process of life, becoming less painfully shy. And you know, I went through a divorce a few years ago as well, and it was his work that helped me to process that, so that I didn't come out of that situation a bitter, angry person, but rather I was able to consciously uncouple from my former husband and now. So all of those things I can attribute to Bob and his teaching, and just really developing myself and investing in his work. So thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Jennifer. I'm happy for you.
Great. And next up, we're going to see if Chris has his mic fixed or not. Chris, did you get a chance to figure that out?
Yeah, I think I have it fixed now.
Great. Chris, the floor is yours, man.
Thank you very much. Bob, I can't express my gratitude to you enough. The first time I was exposed to you was with The Secret as well. And going through that period of my life, it was a very difficult time. I was trying to grow my career, had a lot of obstacles in my way. And I put my mind to it by changing my paradigm, one of the teachings that you've been a big advocate of the past few years. And I was able to move past being just a sales agent to become a manager, become a project manager, become a site director and a director of operations in a global BPO now. And I owe all of that to you. And because of that, it's also helped do magnificent things with my marriage and help change my wife's way of thinking to a positive way as well. And for that, I can't thank you enough. Thanks.
Well, thank you, Chris. I appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
And Chris and Jennifer, thank you very much. You know, we're like back on the Facebook page. What I'd like for you guys to do, Jennifer and these guys, it took a lot of courage. They weren't where they wanted to be a few years ago. If you'll get back on the Facebook group and just give them a thank you, just give hashtag thanks Jennifer, thanks Chris, put it in the Facebook group, let them know that, you know, the Bob Proctor community is giving them a real big virtual hug, that you got their back. In the same thread that we've been placing where everyone's at, right under the picture, we're going to focus all of our comments right under the picture, so just go ahead and thank them. Let them know that you got their back, and, you know, sometimes all we need is someone that gives us the right information to put us in the right path. But, you know, we have thousands and thousands of people on right now, and what I want to do is just see this thing free fall with thank yous right now to let everyone know just how incredible the Proctor Gallagher community is and how they support everyone. So we're going to keep going back to the Facebook page back and forth, and I want you guys to also share your thoughts on this Facebook group. And right now what we're going to do is we're going to turn it over to Bob right now. And Bob's got an incredible lesson lined up for us right now, and it's all about goals. So Bob, I don't want to waste any more time and give people exactly what they showed up here for. The floor is yours.
Well, thanks very much, Cotton. I appreciate that. And I want to thank you, Chris and Jennifer, for coming on the call and sharing your story, that how this has helped you. You know, it was 55 years ago that I picked up this book. And the man gave it to me. He said, if you will do exactly what I tell you, you can have anything you want. Now, at the time, I was earning $4,000 a year, and I owed $6,000, and that was in 1961, a long time ago. I was 26. I had never had any money in my pocket. I wasn't particularly happy, and I've never had a good job. I only had a couple of months high school. But the man that said that to me, he said, listen, your way's not working. Why don't you try mine? And you know, I had never accepted good advice up to that point in my life. But something inside said, he's right. His way was working. I didn't know him well, but the guy always had money. He was a very happy guy, and everything just seemed to work well for him. I was unhappy, sick, and broke. And so I think sometimes I believe we're guided, because out of nowhere, I decided I was going to do exactly what he said. And at the time, I had a goal, because he got me to sit down and set one, and it was in this book. And it said, you know, take what you want and write it on a card. Carry the card in your pocket and read it as often as possible every day. Now, I've been doing that for 55 years. Here's my card. And on it, there's a quote by Earl Nightingale. He said, this great dream, this surging, dynamic thing invisible to all the world, is responsible for every great advance of humankind. The goal, write what you want on a card. Well, I'd never done anything like that. In fact, it seems so immature to me. Here I am, broke and unhappy, and I'm thinking that's immature. And the guy that told me was winning. Well, you know, a year later, I was earning $175,000 a year. I just started cleaning floors, but what I was really doing was setting goals. I ended up in less than 5 years cleaning floors in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Cleveland, Atlanta, London, England. Now, I was earning over $1 million a year, and I couldn't really tell you what I was doing. I said I'm cleaning office. I was listening to recordings of Earl Nightingale. I was reading Think and Grow Rich. But something happened because a lot of people were cleaning offices. There was a lot of people listening to Earl Nightingale, and a lot of people had read Think and Grow Rich, but they didn't have the things happen to them that I had happened to me. And I wasn't satisfied with winning. I wanted to know why. And I couldn't find anybody that could tell me. I had been raised to believe, much the same as you've been raised to believe, that if you're going to earn a lot of money, you've got to be really smart. Well, I knew that wasn't true because I wasn't very smart, but I was earning a lot of money. I was raised to believe if you don't go to school and get a good education, you won't get a good job. I didn't have a good job. I owned the whole company. So I made a decision then, and I never realized just how much this decision was going to impact my life, that I would figure out why I changed. It took me 9.5 years. And when I figured it out, I became very, very surprised. I knew something very few people knew. I went to work for some of the largest companies in the world. I went to work for the Prudential, the largest insurance company in the world. Do you know that their top executives could not tell you why their stars were stars? They didn't know. I would go to the people themselves and they'd say, well, I don't know, I just do this and that. But you go to a loser and they'll say, well, I just do this and that. Now, it's a strange thing. There's only 3 winners in a big way out of every 100. Why is it so many people don't make it happen? Now, you could say, well, they just don't know. But the truth is they do know. You see, if you stop and think for a moment, I've come to the conclusion that every one of us know how to do better than we're doing. Knowing what to do is not the problem. Doing what we know how to do is the problem. And so I made up my mind when I got all the dots to connect that I was going to begin teaching this information. And I made a decision I would have a company that operated all over the world. And today we have a company operating all over the world. The Proctor Gallagher Institute now is in over 80 countries, moving towards 100. And what we're really teaching people is how to sit down, take one of these things in their hand, and decree what they really want to do, what they want to make out of their life. And I don't care if it's more money. I don't care if it's a great relationship. I don't care if it's building a business. It really doesn't make any difference what it is, because you and I are capable of accomplishing anything we decide to accomplish. Now, there's a few catches in this. You see, I found if you're going to really get the dots to connect and take control of your life, you have to have a pretty good understanding of how your mind works. And you know, most people don't. I began teaching this to psychiatrists. As a matter of fact, there's a lady in Toronto who is the chair of psychiatry here, and she said that she had never met anyone that understands the mind like I do. No psychiatrist. And I found that rather strange because what I had learned from a couple of good doctors. But I began teaching this to people and began showing them how the part of our mind that thinks, the part of our mind that understands what's in these books, the part of our mind that gathers information is not the part of our mind that controls our behavior. So if we stop and look at what we're doing from the time we wake up in the morning, what kind of a routine do we fall into? What kind of actions are we involved in? Do you know that every salesperson could very easily double and triple their sales? Now, this isn't a figment of my imagination. I saw that happen in some very large companies. In the Prudential, we helped them raise their sales by hundreds of millions of dollars. And I'm not exaggerating. This is all in the Prudential records. As a matter of fact, one former vice president there said he figured that we helped them raise their sales over $1 billion. Now, what were we doing? We were showing them how to set and achieve goals. You have an intellect. It's what separates us from all of the rest of the animal kingdom. And yet we have not been taught how to use our intellect. We have intellectual factors. We have perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, intuition. We've never been taught how to use these. In fact, it's very common to hear people say they got a terrible memory. The truth is there's no such thing as a bad memory. There's weak memories, but you can take and strengthen a weak memory. I could teach you how to memorize this book. We've got perfect memories. We have intuition. Do you know you can pick the energy up from another person and tell them exactly what they're like? And you come to our seminar and you'll see me do that. This is not magic. This is living the way we were meant to live. Think of this. All the other little creatures on the planet are completely at home in their environment. They blend in. You and I are the only creature on the planet that's totally disoriented in our environment. And that is because we've been given the mental faculties to create our own environment. Now think about that for a moment. Now, I want to talk to you primarily about goals, about setting goals, and about achieving goals. Because as I said, the part of your mind that sets the goal is not the part that achieves the goal. Why do so few people reach their goal? It's because they have never learned how goals are accomplished. I had the good fortune of working with Sir Edmund Hillary, the first man to stand on top of the world. Do you know he took 3 runs at Mount Everest? 3. 1951, 1952, but in 1953 he got there. Hillary knew how to accomplish a goal. He did not let setbacks stop him. No one in the history of the world had ever stood on the top of that mountain. Now that somebody has done it, do you know there's been over 1,000 people do it? Small men and women, big men and women. They go right to the top. But Sir Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay were the first 2 to get there. Now, I've worked with Hillary on teaching people how to set goals. Take the Wright brothers, for instance. They introduced us to the kingdom of flight. How did they do that? There would have been millions and centuries spent trying to get us to keep ourselves in the air. They were bicycle mechanics from Dayton, Ohio, but they did it. Now, you see, if you study some of these great individuals of the past, you're going to find that some of them are very, very ordinary men or women. There is nothing really extraordinary about them, but they did extraordinary things. How did they do that? They seem to have an innate awareness of how to use their marvelous mind. When Jennifer was talking, she was saying that this helped her get over this shyness. It helped her work through the breakup of a marriage where she wasn't bitter. You heard Chris say that he started to use this and he moved right to the top of his particular career. You know, when Cotton said it took him from nothing to 10 million a year, that is not uncommon. See, I see this happening all the time for people that will sit down and listen carefully and follow direction. Now, do you know, we follow direction when it comes to learning how to drive a car. We follow direction when we learn how to cook something, bake a pie. How about becoming really successful? Earn all the money you want. I have studied people for 55 years. I have done seminars all over the world. Shanghai, Singapore, Buenos Aires, Tel Aviv, Dubai, everywhere, all over North America, all over South America, and all over the world, really. And I have found that everywhere I go, people want essentially the same thing. Number one, they don't necessarily want to be wealthy. What I found the majority of people want is they don't want to have any financial concerns. If they want to get a new car, they want to be able to get it. If they want to take a vacation, they want to be able to take it. If they want to go out and buy a new dress or a new suit, they want to be able to do it. Well, you know, you can live that way. I've been living that way now for over 50 years. But I'm not living that way by accident. I'm living that way by design, because I sat down and I decided to live that way, and then I started to change the thing that had to be changed to permit me to live that way. You and I have been programmed. And the sad part is that 97% of our population are programmed to live a very ordinary life. Do you know that almost all welfare recipients are third, fourth, fifth generation welfare recipients? Well, I found that we were programmed, and I found how this programming took place. We're first of all programmed genetically from the moment of conception. That's why we look so much like our relatives. It's not an accident that you look like your aunt or your uncle or your grandfather or your parent. That's not an accident. That is genetic engineering. That's your DNA. See, half of your DNA come from your mother, half came from your father. But that's true with your parents and their parents, and it filters down from one generation to the next. You and I are really the confluence of a genetic pool that goes way back. We're not quite sure how far, maybe 4 or 5 generations at least. And then after we're born, we're programmed because our mind is wide open. So we become the product of our environment. And by the time we're 5 or 6, the die is pretty well cast. We're either going to live an ordinary life, gather lots of information, but live an ordinary life, or we're going to be very successful. Just 3 or 4 people out of life become very successful. But you know something? I found you can be in that 3 or 4%. I am in that 3 or 4%. Fletch that's on here, Cotton that's on here, Jennifer, Chris, they're all in that 3 or 4%, but not by accident. And it's not because some emotional or capricious God said, let's give Cotton a turn or let's give Bob a turn. It's because we've learned something. Now on the 19th or the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, I am going to teach how to set and then how to accomplish goals. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know anyone that's teaching this the way we're teaching it. We're not only going to teach it, we're teaching it in Los Angeles and the LAX Hilton, I believe. And we're not only doing that, we're going to stream this all over the world. So you can get on your computer, you can get on your iPhone, you can get on your pad, laptop, doesn't matter. We'll come right into your home. Now, if you have to get up and go out somewhere during the seminar, that's okay, because we're going to leave it up for 2 weeks, and you can go back and you can watch any part you missed. You could watch the whole thing a number of times. And you're going to gain an understanding of how to alter the programming in your mind so that you can go out and write your own ticket and live the way you want to live. I love teaching this material. I love watching people get it, and like that, their life changes. This is very powerful information. You know that beautiful car you'd like to have? You can have it. You could buy the whole dealership if that's what you wanted. You know the home you drive by and just sort of say, wow, wouldn't that be nice? You can have that home. You know the wardrobe that you dream about? You can have that wardrobe. Or the bank account you want, or maybe the position or the business you want to build. You see, it doesn't matter what it is. You are truly God's highest form of creation. You have a power that flows to and through you that will permit you to create anything in your life. There are no exceptions. Where do you think this came from? This came from the same place everything you have came from. There is only one source of supply. Just one. I want you to really think about what I've said. I want you to take a very close look at how you're living and then make up your mind to change it. You know, Joseph Campbell said, "The cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek." That is so true, and it's so huge. I want to thank you for coming on this webinar. But I don't want you to just turn this up and say, "That's interesting." I want you to really think about what I've said. I want to ask you to really become aware of what kind of a dream do you have operating within you. And then ask yourself, why does that little voice inside say, "You can't have that"? That's your paradigm. You see, the conditioning that's genetic and then environmental at birth becomes the paradigm. And the paradigm controls our behavior, and that controls our results. I will show you over those 3 days how that paradigm's changed. Sandy Gallagher will be conducting this program with me. This woman did $100 billion in business in her law practice. She closed her practice to come and work in this when she saw what it was we were doing. She is my business partner today, and she will be teaching in the Gold Seminar. She does the most phenomenal class on visualization that you've ever seen, and that's where the dream really is born in your mind. I don't know what you're doing on the 29th and 30th and 31st of this month. It's only a couple of weeks away. But whatever it is, cancel all your plans. Get your friends together and sit down and take notes. Follow the workbook that we give you. Follow the direction we give you. And you'll set a goal that'll turn you on. It'll add years to your life and life to your years. You see, what Jennifer and Chris were talking about and what Fletch and Cotton talked about, you can have. This is powerful information. And I'm going to be honest to God with you. I don't know anybody's teaching what I'm teaching the way I'm teaching it. I have had some of the best teachers in the world. And I've worked at this now. I've studied it for 55 years this October. And I've worked at it for 48. I've traveled all over the world. And the 29th and 30th and 31st, I'm going to get on an airplane and I'm going to fly into Los Angeles. And then we're going to hook up the machine and we're going to stream it all over the world. So, Cotton, I want to turn it back to you. Sure. And I want to invite everybody to join us. Join us on the streaming. Come to the seminar. Get to Los Angeles. You will be glad you did.
Absolutely amazing, Bob. That's powerful, powerful stuff. Guys, I want you to join me once again, and we're going to go back over to the Facebook group. While Bob's going to hang out for maybe another minute or so, I want Bob to be able to see all of the thank yous that you guys have, how you're just blown away by what he was just saying. Go to underneath the picture right now, the one I've got pinned back in the Facebook group. You don't need to see what's going on right now, and I want you to go there, and I want you to put in there #mindblown. That's just all I want to do. #mindblown. And I'm going to just lead it off right now. Just put that in there right now. I want you guys, Bob, to see all of you that you're simply blown away by that lesson, because what Bob said is absolutely true. Now, I know it's going to take about 15 or 20 seconds for it to catch up, and we're going to wait there. But, Fletch, this is unbelievably powerful stuff. It's amazing what Bob can do just in a short amount of time to get you fired up, isn't it?
Yeah, I was myself scrambling some notes down on my notepad while he was talking, just ideas he has. And it's weird for me because a lot of what Bob's saying I've heard him say before. But, you know, sometimes you just need to hear it one more time in a different context, and it really clicks. But yeah, seeing this is just, it's blowing me away. It was crazy. Yeah.
Absolutely. Bob, you can see right here that we've got all of these #mindblowns flying on here, hundreds and hundreds. We have thousands and thousands. I just went to look. We're thousands and thousands are on here, Bob. So just in that short amount of time, you can see how many people you've affected. So this is their way of saying thank you, Bob. So I just wanted to say thanks from me and everyone.
Thank you, Cotton. Thank you, Fletch.
Great. And while we continue to watch these come in, what I want to really stress to you right now is what we're doing this all for is simply this. is the Goal Achiever Summit, which is going to be in Los Angeles at the end of this month. And we're going to go right over to the page right here, and it's going to be at the LAX Hilton. Now, one of the things that I really want to stress to you is if there's anything that you can take away from what you heard Bob say, which is this, and listen to me when I say this, the fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with people who are already the way you want to be. Now, I'm going to say that again because it's absolutely one of the most powerful things that I learned to get to my success. The fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with people who are already the way you want to be. And I can't think of any two people that I'd want to be taught and to learn from than Bob and Sandy at this summit. Now, if you are available on the dates of July 29th to 31st, Los Angeles, there's still plenty of time. You heard what Bob said. Cancel your plans, it's worth it, because I can tell you this right now. You're here for a reason. You showed up tonight and you had a particular reason that you wanted to show up here. Maybe you want a better life. Maybe you want a better car, a better job, more money or something, but at least you took the step in the right direction. But now, here's what I encourage you to do. An inch of movement is better than a mile of intentions. You can't change if you don't move. It can't happen. And right now, for those of you, I was at one of the events last year. It was absolutely amazing. Fletch was there with me, and we did the VIP ticket. And right now, we have a limited number of VIP tickets left. All you have to do is scroll down to the bottom of the page and hit register. What you're going to get is you're going to get a one-on-one. It's going to be 2.5 days. You'll also get a personal photo with Bob and Sandy. You get the VIP lunch, and you're also going to get the Goal Achiever Summit Comprehensive Workbook. That's probably the plan that I would do. Because as I said, when you're around this many people in one room, when you're around this many people that have everything going right, that are moving in this right direction, maybe all you need is just to cut out the surrounding people that you're with, replace them with the people moving in the direction you want to move to. That will get it done. Now, if there's no way that you can afford the $997, get in as a general ticket. If you can make it to Los Angeles, California, I encourage you to make it. Get the $497, sit in the audience, participate. There's no better way to experience it live. I can tell you this, you're going to develop friendships. You're going to have people that you're going to have lifelong friendships with. If you've never been to one of these events, what I want to do is just go back to the Facebook page. I want to see this. How many of you are going to be in LA on the 31st? I want you to give me hashtag LA. If you're already going to be joining us in LA right here, we have about a 20-second delay, so I'll wait for that to happen on here. If you're already going to be in Los Angeles and you're already going to be at the event, you've already got your tickets, I want you to give me hashtag LA. And I want to see how many people's already going. And you know what? Here's the thing. I know that some of you are already going to be there. There's a limited number of general seats left. And I suspect that by the end of this webinar, all the general and all the VIP seats are going to be sold out. So you can already see that there's several people. If you're even thinking about making it to LA, give me a hashtag LA right there. I want to see it. I want everyone to see it. And if you've been to one of these events, you know how life-changing they can be. You've just seen how impactful it was over 15 minutes. So what's happening is if you can't make it, I want you to put on here hashtag LA if you're going to make it. We got a lot of people that are going to do that. This says one way, LA. LA VIP. Here they keep coming in right now. The live feed's starting to catch up. Right now. I'm going to come back and check on it. I want to see these LAs all down here. The dates of this event are very, very easy. It's July 29th through the 31st at the LAX Los Angeles. Now, by some reason that you're unable to make it to Los Angeles, there's family events, maybe you're crunched. Here's what I do know. We're offering a live stream right now. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you want to know what helped me get to my success, what's helped Fletch build his multi-million-dollar digital agency, what's got me at my $10 million agency, what's helped a lot of other people that have really got embedded in with Bob, and what happens is there's one thing that we know what to do, and that's to invest, and what to invest in. And the number one thing that I've invested in is myself, my education, learning from people like Bob and Sandy, my other mentors, like Mike Long, David Mills. These are my mentors. But if you can't make it, you've got to find a way, and I don't want to hear any excuses that you can't come up with $3 a day. $3 over the next month to invest back in yourself. But not only that, for those of you that are doing the live stream or you're doing the general ticket, for the first time ever, they're going to include a replay where you're going to, you don't have to sit there for all the days. You're going to get a replay, and you heard Bob say 2 weeks. So you're going to get a replay for 2 weeks after that on the live stream. So you can sit there and watch it over again, take notes, watch it at your own pace. This is probably the best investment that you're going to get. Events like this normally run, as you can see, thousands and thousands of dollars to sit in the comfort of your own home. What I want you to do is I want you to click on right here, and I want you to register. I don't want you to wait till the webinar's over. I want you to do it right now, and then I want you to go back to the Facebook group, and if you are going to buy the live stream, what I want you to do is I want you to show me and give me hashtag live stream. I want to see that in the Facebook group. I want to see the participation. But please, for anything else, Fletch, don't you agree that it's the best $150 you could spend over the period of 30 days? It's $3 a day to get Bob and Sandy and all the information. You know, it's kind of like a jungle, Fletch. You can either go in with your dull axe and keep cutting stuff down, or you can go in with Bob and Sandy like an absolute razor and see that the jungle's got a highway right through it with all the answers. What do you say, Fletch?
Well, yeah, when you told me about this, Cotton, and mentioned, you know, the opportunity to do live streaming and the price, that was the first thing I said. It's like $3 a day. It's like a cup of coffee. It's like, okay, just don't have your cup of coffee. Get this and get to a different place. You know, surrounding yourself by people that think differently. You know, there's a lot of times that people have almost everything they need, but they're being weighted down by a bunch of junk that they don't need. And getting around people that think the right way in order to achieve success and build the life of their dreams is a huge key to breaking through and getting to a different place in life where you don't have to think the same way that, you know, people make you believe they do on TV and in media and things like that. So yeah, incredible opportunity. You and I both, you know, we learned a lot of what took us to that next level watching videos, and it's an incredible opportunity with the technology we have nowadays for people that just can't put it together to get to LA Live to do something like that.
Absolutely. And we're going right back to the Facebook group, and as you can see right here, this is the group that you're going to want to be in. Every person that you see hashtag live stream on here, I commend you because you're reinvesting in yourself. For those of you that have got LA on there, listen, if you can't afford it and you can't make it to LA, the live stream is the next best way to do it. But for those of you that have done hashtag LA, that you're going to actually be there, I'm telling you, your life's about to be changed. It's about to be changed. But the live streams keep flowing in. I want you to put it right here, everyone that's going to do hashtag live stream, because I want you to come back to this Facebook group, and I want you to see like-minded friends from all over the world that you can reach out to. I want you to pick out a few people, and guys, listen, I want you to open up. For once in the next 24 hours, what I want you to do is I want you to reach out, and I want you to give friend requests to everyone in this group that you can. I want you to give me a commitment that you're going to reach out and you're going to friend request people that you've seen that share the love of learning with Bob and Sandy and that want to continue to learn, so you can develop partners, so you can join future events, or you can talk to each other about the live stream that's going on right here. So if you can open up, just random friend request some people. Guys, for the next 24 hours, just accept any friend request that comes in. You can know that, you can see that they're in the Bob Proctor group with you. Accept them. These are the type of people that you want to surround yourself with. One of the things that I had to do to really get successful is change my environment, change my friends. You see, they're still doing what they were doing before. They're still doing what they were doing, the same jobs, the same complaining, the same everything. And when I replaced my friends with the people that were moving in the direction that I did, wow, everything changed. So I'm going to go back again once over what you're going to get when you sign up for this event. Right now, we have very few. You know what, Mikey and Rebecca, if you're listening to me, if you could send me a message on Skype to let me know how many we've got available, that there's very few VIP and general tickets left. I want you to get in while you can. This is an event right now that it's very, very limited seats live. And I want you to be able to experience it. I want you to hear Bob live. I've done it several times. I can't even tell you. Just the people and friendships alone that you're going to make is going to be absolutely mind-bending. Trust me. These are going to be friends you're going to make for life. And Jennifer, you know what? I'd like to bring you back on for a little bit. Like if you're here, you've been to a lot of events before, and you've attended a lot of events.
Yes.
What is it like when you go to these Bob Proctor events and when you go to other events? Don't you literally have friends for life? That literally you've just changed your whole scope of friends and your whole environment and your whole attitude change with it?
Yeah, birds of a feather flock together, and I also had to do the same thing, Cotton. I had to get rid of people in my life that were not serving me, and it's not a bad thing. It's just that I had to take care of myself, and I wanted to go on a different path, and I know that I have a calling on my life, and so anyway, in order to achieve that and to do that, I had to make some changes, and so yeah, events. Not only that, events are a lot of fun because we didn't really talk about this a lot on this webinar, but it's about the energy that you get from having a group of people gathered together who are on the same path and on the same mission and who are there for the same purpose. There's just something about the energy in a room that just brings it alive. And for whatever reason, it just gets into your cellular structure that much better. So if I were you, I would do whatever it took to get to an event. I mean, I'm the type of person that I will move mountains to get to an event that I want to go to. So you guys, it's important to invest in your education and invest in traveling and going and doing whatever it takes to get there, to make yourself better.
Thanks. Very, very, very powerful words. We're going to go back to the Facebook group very, very, very quickly. Guys, I want to see your commitment to either one, do hashtag live stream, that you're going to pick up that live stream. I want you to do it right now while I'm talking. You're not going to miss anything. Click on the register, and I want you to go through the checkout process right now. You're not going to miss anything, but I want to see right now your commitment. Remember, you're here because you want a change. You want to change. But if you don't make any movement, it's not going to happen. I want to see your intention. I want to see your intention that you're going to come in and that you're actually going to do something. It's the only way it happens. It's the only way that you're going to get it to happen. So if you're going to get the live stream and right now, I want you to commit to it right now, even if you're going to get it, if you plan on getting it. If you can't find $3 a day for the next month to invest in yourself, I need you to find a way to make it happen between now and the 31st. So if you plan on jumping on that live stream, I want to see it. We've already had hundreds of people already do it. But if you're going to be in LA, I'm telling you right now, there's nothing better in the world right now than for you to get over here and for you to get here live. We have VIP tickets for $9.97. You can meet Bob and Sandy, sit right up close, right in the action, if that's where you want to be. Or you could go with a general ticket. But here's the big thing about this. If you guys jump on now, this is going to be one that's really, really, really going to do it for you guys. What if I told you that if you jumped on this live stream right now for $147, that Bob is going to include a digital download to the Goal Achiever program. It's going to include 8 audios and 1 workbook valued at $200. That's a bonus that's going to be thrown in right now with the live stream. And so if you jump in tonight, right now, just hit the register now. Hit the register now while I'm talking. You're going to get the Goal Achiever digital download. That's 8 audios and 1 workbook valued at $200 thrown in. So essentially, you're getting another course valued at $200. You're getting it and the live stream for $147, you're getting all of this right here. $347 worth of stuff for $147 and 2.5 days worth of incredible material from some of the top minds of motivation in the world. So you got 3 options right now. And you know what? If you want to come with a group, it's not too late. I think there's VIP tables available if you want to get that. But right now, you got 3 options: the VIP, the general, or the live stream. And what I want you to do is, if you're going to commit to do any of these, I want you to see it in the Facebook group right now. We've got a lot of people here, live stream done, and a lot of people right here saying live stream, and that's a huge bonus right there that you're going to get thrown in 8 audios, 1 workbook, the Goal Achiever digital download. So, Bob, if you're around, I'll let you say some final words about why people should actually get in right now. I'll let Fletch and I close out a little bit, and I'd like to think we've got a wrap. So, Bob, if you could, just a couple sentences of why they need to get in on this and why it's so important right now if you're still with us.
You know, Cotton, I think what's happening in a lot of minds right now, there's something inside that's saying, do this, and there's something inside saying, no. There's a part of you that knows this is what you should do to make the changes you want to make. But the little voice inside saying, well, wait till tomorrow, don't do it now. Until you override that, that's the paradigm attempting to stop you. Whenever you go to make a constructive move and get out of the box you're in and start moving in the right direction, the paradigm is always attempting to stop you. Don't permit that to happen. Act right now. Don't even look sideways. Don't ask anyone what you should do. This is where you want to begin taking control over you. That's what I did when I was given this book. It's Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And when Ray said, do exactly what I tell you, and that was one of the things, and he points out in this book that all the successful people made the decisions very fast, changed them very slow, if and when they changed them at all. He wrote a whole chapter on decision, Napoleon Hill did. Make your decision right now. Doesn't matter if anybody else is going or not. Go there. Join that group. Do what Jennifer said, get into the energy of that group. It will alter the vibration you're in. And when you do that, you'll start to attract all the good things that are on the higher frequency that you're going to move on to. This is a great program. It's not an ordinary program. I only teach it every now and then. I'm a very busy guy. I travel all over the world. But on the 29th, 30th, 31st of this month, I'm going to be there with Sandra Gallagher. We will be in that room all day, and we're going to share some mind-blowing information with you. Your life can change. I look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you, Bob. And once again, we're going to go over this whole event right now is literally surrounded around trying to get you to the Goal Achiever Summit. It's going to be July 29th to 31st at the LAX in Los Angeles, California. You've just seen right now that if you're able to get there, whether it be the VIP tickets, the general tickets, or the live stream, you're going to get the Goal Achiever digital download. If you sign up, it's going to be 8 audios and 1 workbook. Once again, I can't tell you how powerful it is to go to these events. Myself, if I wouldn't have had the right mindset, you know, I'd like to share a little story with you that I've shared before in other places, and it's so true. You know, you could literally take a treasure, and you could tell someone where it is. You can film it. You can tell them that it's in this jungle in a remote part of the world, and it could be $20 million. You could tell it to 10 people. You know, of that 10 people, probably about 5 will investigate on the travel, how to get there. You'll have about 2 or 3 probably get there, and you know what? Chances are only 1 or 2 will ever make it to the jungle because it just got too hard. Why is that? They had all of the right information, but yet out of the 10 people that really knew it and they knew where success was, they knew how to get there, they had a map how to do it, they didn't follow through for one reason or another. And I'm telling you now, that if you don't have control of the mindset, none of the information that you have matters. And this is why it's so important to get involved in either the live stream or to showing up live. And if you really need to invest in yourself to get rid of the people that's around you, this is the best way to have like-minded people that are literally moving in the right direction, that really want to improve themselves at self-investment. So no matter what you want to change, whether you want a new career, whether you want more money, whether you want anything, without the right mindset, nothing is going to happen for you. So Fletch, any last words before we wrap this up? Think you're muted.
I may have muted myself instead of unmuting myself. In line with what Bob was talking about, what you've talked about, Bob mentioned earlier a guy named Joseph Campbell, who I'm a really big fan of. He has another quote that says you have to be willing to get rid of the life you planned to make room for the life that's waiting for you. And, you know, in my journey, I look at that, and there are so many times I can, you know, really pinpoint that one departure that I made where I said, you know what, I'm not going to be somebody stuck in an ivory tower, or I'm not going to be a construction worker. And, you know, based on our story and what we keep telling ourselves, we think that certain things are blocked off to us, that there aren't opportunities for somebody like me to get to the point where I can experience that kind of life. And the only real thing that changed that for me is being around people that think a certain way, that actually don't think that way, that think that almost anything is possible if they understand how to do it. So you know, there's just a lot that comes into changing your life that makes it a lot easier if you're around people who are doing what you want to do. And events like this, if I would have found something like that when I was in, you know, kind of some of the different parts of my life where things weren't going so well, it would have changed things for me a lot earlier. But I'm happy to be here now. I feel proud to be able to be on a webinar with Bob Proctor. It's amazing. With you, Cotton, you've lifted me to a whole nother level of experiencing life and creating wealth for myself and others. So it's just pretty amazing to be in a place where this technology enables me to find things that can truly change my life this much with really so little investment in the grand scope of things.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Fletch. And one last time, I would like for you guys to all, for those of you that hung on right now, give one last thank you to Bob right here. Just give hashtag Bob right there in the Facebook group. We'll wait for everyone to do it very, very, very quickly. And I'm not sharing my screen right now, but we can just let people go over there and do that. But I encourage you right now that if you haven't done it, let me go back over and share my screen one last time to go over the options again, and then we're going to sign out. It's the LAX and the Hilton in Los Angeles, California, the Goal Achiever Summit. And right now you can get in with the VIP, which is $997, which is you're going to get a personal photo with Bob and Sandy, the VIP lunch. It's going to be an amazing event that's going to teach you. Bob gave you a little taste of what he's going to go over this weekend, and I'm telling you, I'm pumped up and excited about it. Or you can go with the general ticket for $497. And if you can't make it, you know, you got to find a way to invest in yourself if you want to change anything. Then the bare minimum, you know, that $147, that's going to get you the digital download as well, a bonus. It's literally $347 worth of stuff for $147. You're crazy not to jump in on it. But with that, it's been an absolute pleasure being on this webinar with everyone right now. And I'd like to say thank you, Bob, for allowing Fletch and I to even be on a webinar with you. Fletch and I never thought 4 years ago that two guys that didn't have a job and was wondering how we were going to pay the rent were now in millions of dollars. And you're a great part of it, Bob. So Fletch and I would like to personally thank you, and it's just great to be here. So thank you, Bob.
Well, thank you, Cotton, and thanks, Chris and Jennifer. It's been a pleasure working with both you and Fletch.
Great. With that, guys, we're going to sign off, and we look forward to seeing you in Los Angeles.